Welcome back to our channel. Have you ever heard of a time so wild it feels like it's straight out of a comic book? Yes, there were times like this, and the story for today is a real time in the past. Let's travel back to one of these times, the era of Samson, a time of chaos and heroes in ancient Israel. A period with unforgettable memories in the chronicles of the Israelites. It's a powerful lesson about strength, weakness, and purpose in the face of overwhelming odds. This was the period of the judges, a dark age where it was every man for himself, and the nation was constantly under attack by enemies like the Moabites, Syrians, and many others. Into this turmoil steps Samson, a man born with incredible, almost supernatural strength. He wasn't your typical clean-cut hero. He was impulsive, passionate, and often made big mistakes. The heavens had given him a special destiny, to rise up and lead the people of Israel. Who are the enemies of Israel at this time? The Philistines. They are a powerful group of people who had been ruling over Israel for years, but Samson's strength was a sign to his people that it is time to be delivered from the oppression of the Philistines. His parents took a solemn vow that Samson's hair would never, ever be cut. This long, flowing hair held a secret. It was the source of his magnificent, unmatched strength. One day, while on his way to Timnah, a Philistine city, with his parents to ask for a woman's hand in marriage. Suddenly a young lion sprang from the tall grass, roaring towards him but unaware to his parents. The Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he killed the lion with his bare hands, though he did not tell his parents about the event at all. Later, when returning for the wedding, he found a beehive with honey in the lion's carcass and ate some of it, which led to the riddle he posed at his wedding feast. As Samson grew, so did his divine strength. There was a time when Samson was in Gaza, a town in Philistin. The Philistines planned to trap and kill Samson by ambushing him at the city gate at sunrise. Samson, aware of their plans, he awoke at midnight, uprooted the entire city gate, posts, and bar, and carried them to a hill overlooking Hebron. Wow, what a strength! Samson became the judge and defender of his people. He was a terrifying sight for the Philistines and their army, a constant challenge to their rule. On one day, 1,000 Philistines marched against him. Samson needed only the dry jawbone of a donkey to send them scattering like leaves in the wind. He delivered Israel from their hands for 20 years. But Samson, the great leader, also had a great weakness: his heart. He fell deeply in love with a woman named Delilah, whose eyes were as dark and deep as the midnight sea. Delilah was beautiful, but her heart held a secret. She served the Philistine rulers who feared Samson and his leadership. The Philistine rulers approached Delilah with chests full of silver. "Find the secret," they whispered. "Where does the strength of this judge of Israel truly lie? Bring him to us, powerless, and the treasure is yours." Delilah agreed, her dark eyes shining with greed. 3 times Samson tricked Delilah, telling her false ways to bind him: a new rope, fresh bows, weaving his hair with thread. And 3 times, he broke free with a laugh, his divine strength untouched, his leadership briefly paused. On the 4th night, Delilah cried, "How can you say you love me when you mock me with lies? Tell me the truth, or I will know your heart is false." Finally, worn down by her tears and pleas, the great judge whispered his life's promise. As Samson slept, Delilah signaled a servant. The shears came out. Snip, snip, snip. The long, strong hair fell to the floor, silent as a feather. Samson's heart sank, for when he woke and tried to stand, the power of God, and his power to lead, was completely gone. The Philistines rushed in. They tied the now weak Samson and took him away. In their cruelty, they blinded the man who had been the light of his people, forcing him to labor, grinding grain in a dark prison. Oh, what a humiliating time for the judge of Israel, to be subjected to manual labor in the prison, with blind eyes. But here is the miracle unknown to the enemies. Samson's hair slowly began to grow. And then comes a time for the enemy's festival, and Samson was brought to be made a mockery before the leaders of the Philistines in the temple of Dagon, their god. But silently he prayed to the God of Israel to be strengthened back and avenge his people. At this great festival, he was tied between 2 pillars, and Samson, placing his hands properly on the 2 mighty pillars, he gave one final, impossible push. A final blow the enemy never forgot till this day. The temple collapsed into dust, crushing the Philistine rulers and all their people who oppressed Israel. Samson found his end there, but his final act as judge delivered his people, proving that a true leader can rise from the deepest fall with one last, unforgettable might. What is your impossible and difficult situations right now? Are there situations you think that they seem too tough to overcome? Remember, no time is too low that you can't get back up, no night too dark that it disrupts the dawn. Thank you for this view. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. See you at the next video.